Coming up on Fulton Today, the Board of Registration and Elections receives a complete wrap-up of the 2018 general election. We'll have a full report.
The Sheriff's Office and experts in the field of human trafficking converged in Atlanta with the hopes of eradicating human trafficking ahead of Super Bowl 53. I'm Brian Robinson, and I'll have more on this story coming up.
And walkers and runners lace up their shoes to be a part of the county's commitment to fighting addiction. That and much more starts right now on Fulton Today. Welcome to Fulton Today, everybody. I'm Shania Chavis-Rucker. Now that the 2018 general election has passed, the county turns some of its attention to preparing for the biggest football game of the year and the issue of human trafficking that often comes with it. The illegal activity is prevalent during a major sporting event like the Super Bowl, so law enforcement is working to get its own game plan down to arrest those who intend to prey upon the innocent. FGTV's Brian Robinson joins us now with more on this story. Brian?
Shani, the Sheriff's Office calls sex trafficking the invisible menace to society. To counteract the crime, the Sheriff's Office and the law enforcement community is turning towards technology for some help.
This meeting, focusing on a nationwide epidemic, could help save the lives of countless young people.
In the Atlanta area, Skip the Game seems to be very popular for escort ads because we're getting ready, obviously for the Super Bowl to come up.
The Fulton County Sheriff's Office, along with other local and national law enforcement agencies, took part in this human trafficking forum with the goal of limiting or even preventing the crime from impacting Atlanta when Super Bowl 53 arrives. Though FGTV was granted limited coverage of this meeting, attendees want the public to know they are on the case.
We're here sharing information to assist all of us in performing investigations to assist us in eradicating human trafficking at some point.
Fulton County already has the dubious distinction of having the highest number of human trafficking cases each year. Last year in Minneapolis, nearly 100 perpetrators were arrested in a human trafficking sting. In the days leading up to the big game's arrival in Houston 2 years ago, a similar sting resulted in 750 arrests nationwide. Sex trafficking is a problem plaguing most big sporting events because it's not as obvious as prostitution, for example, and because of the technology involved.
I like to call it the invisible menace to society because most of us are not familiar with it. Most people are only familiar with the old-fashioned way of prostituting, women walking up and down the street. Well, that pretty much is gone by the wayside now. Technology is being used by these people, so we also have to counteract them in their efforts by using our own technology to help to prosecute them.
And because sex traffickers travel all over the country, the Sheriff's Office hopes meetings like this one will provide the necessary information needed to bring these criminals to justice.
Human traffickers don't abide by any jurisdictional boundaries the way us in law enforcement have to do. We are pretty much tied into wherever it is that we work. And so in order for us to assist with this problem, we have to be able to communicate across those lines because these people travel from state to state all over the country committing this crime. And so if we have that information in hand from those various jurisdictions and we can share that information, then it will impact our abilities to make arrests and to prosecute these individuals.
With the average sex trafficking victim being just 14 years old, these law enforcement representatives hope their collaboration leads to multiple arrests.
The Sheriff's Office and the law enforcement community say they are thankful to their nonprofit partners for the donated technology they have at their disposal to help make those arrests. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Brian Robinson.
Thank you, Brian. A group of young people are getting a first-hand look inside the Fulton County Jail. High school students with Youth Leadership Sandy Springs program were all invited to take a part in the tour of the Fulton County Jail. Now, this program encourages students from multiple schools to learn about their community and develop leadership skills. Students got a lesson on the inner workings of the jail and details about programs to help low-level offenders.
This is part of letting the kids see all of life, not just the good squeaky clean parts, not just what it's like to volunteer for a nonprofit, but to show them what happens if, as your chief said, they don't make good choices.
It's been totally what I did not expect. I was so scared to come here, and it's totally out of my comfort zone, nothing I've ever been around. And especially the part we just went into, that just made my heart so happy, because I love seeing the best in people, and this was just inspiring. I loved it.
I thought it was really interesting how in Fulton County there's an emphasis on correction, rehabilitation. Instead of just locking people up, it's more about preparing them for being in the outside world, which I thought was really interesting.
Before visiting the jail, the group met with Judge Sean LaGrua in the courthouse to hear about the judge's juvenile rehabilitation program. Well, in their first meeting since the election, the Board of Registration and Elections hears what went right and what could have been done better. FGTV's Daryl Carver has the story.
For the Board of Registration and Elections November meeting, Assembly Hall was near capacity, with Fulton County residents wanting to hear the latest information about the 2018 general election.
Thank you for having this hearing that we may voice our opinions.
During the public comment portion of the meeting, the residents, along with some elected officials, voiced their concerns and opinions regarding the county's role with the handling of election results.
We had a lot of people from a lot of citizens came, and I think it was good to hear their comments, as well as to have them hear how the process goes behind the scenes and maybe address some of their questions when we were talking about the operations report and doing the post-election, the post-mortem on the election.
Once the residents had their say, the board received a post-election update from Registration and Elections Director Richard Barron. Mr. Barron informed the board of the county's success during the early voting period, where over 244,000 voters cast their ballots. In the 2014 gubernatorial election, only 88,000 voted during that early period. The director also pointed out that there were less polling locations this year due to library renovation closures. However, there were more voting machines per polling location than in the 2014 election.
This was a historic election. We had a 60% turnout for this election. It was the highest gubernatorial turnout this century, and the highest we'd had before was 54% for governor's election since 2000. I think the last one was in the mid-40s. So this was, and we shattered the early voting record, so almost 3 times.
When you add up the numbers, nearly 422,000 Fulton County voters cast their ballot. That number is expected to be higher for the 2020 presidential election, and election officials vow to address the many concerns expressed by voters before the next major election cycle. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Daryl Carver.
Thank you very much. One Fulton County department is seeking citizen input on how its money is used in 2019. The Department of Community Development is asking the public to comment on next year's draft action plan. In 2019, Fulton County is scheduled to receive approximately $2 million for 3 programs under the Department of Housing and Urban Development, the Community Development Block Grant, Home Investment Partnerships, and Emergency Solutions Grants. Now, these funds are used for a variety of activities and services that benefit Fulton County residents, minus the City of Atlanta, Johns Creek, Roswell, and Sandy Springs, who each have their own similar programs. Now, to review the draft action plan, you can log on to the county's website at fultoncountyga.gov or visit one of the locations listed here. Written comments must be submitted by 4 p.m. on Monday, December 3rd. Those comments can be emailed to janice.jefferson@fultoncountyga.gov, mailed to her attention at 137 Peachtree Street, Northwest Atlanta, Suite 300, or just fax it to 404-893-6629. The 2018 class of Citizens University visits the 2 county agencies that ensure that all citizens are safe. The evening began with representatives from the Atlanta Fulton County Emergency Management Agency explaining how emergency situations are coordinated with other public safety partners. The class also heard how the agency is involved with helping the city prepare for the biggest football game of 2019. And the night ended with a visit to the 911 call center to see what it takes to be a 911 operator. For the short amount of time they were called into the 911 center, it was a welcoming experience.
I'm learning about the process of how they dispatch and how they take in calls and how it's sectioned off and how diverse, first of all, the jobs are here, and then all the things and aspects that go into, you know, maintaining an emergency system for an entire state. It's complex and it's fascinating.
It really takes a special kind of person to work in this department. They handle these emergency calls that are life and death situations. They're dispatching police officers, they're dispatching fire department, they're dispatching emergency medical care, and you never know what's going to happen on these calls.
Up next, the class heads to the Johns Creek Environmental Campus to hear how Fulton County maintains its buildings and provides citizens with clean water. And still to come, Fulton officials rise up with residents to show the county's commitment to helping those fight addiction. Details in our district by district coverage next. One Fulton commissioner is recognized for her work in transportation, and another commissioner joins UPS to get residents jobs. Here's this week's district by district coverage. District 1 Commissioner Liz Hausman is applauded for her role in transportation by a group of women whose mission is to advance women in transportation. The WTS Atlanta chapter hosted its annual awards luncheon at the Georgia Aquarium.
Our annual scholarship luncheon and silent auction, where we raise funds to promote our scholarships to young women seeking to have professional careers in transportation.
WTS stands for Women's Transportation Seminar, and the organization works to help women in the transportation industry.
It's very exciting to see that women supporting other women as they enter into a field that is primarily dominated by men. So it's a great organization and a really great occasion.
The commissioner serves in numerous roles for the National Association of Counties Committee on Transportation and has also played a key role in Fulton County's transit study. Vice Chairman Bob Ellis, along with Team Fulton, lays up their sneakers to participate in a 5K walk-run to raise awareness about families battling with addiction issues. The District 2 Commissioner was joined by Fulton's Justice and Health Partners for the Atlanta Shatterproof Rise Up event.
It's about ending the stigma. It's about being out in the open and allowing folks to get help, to get treatment, and to get into recovery and to live their lives free.
I came out here to support all the folks who work hard in our accountability court, the staffers and the clients, to show them that I care. I'll give up my weekend morning and run as hard as I can up all these hills around here.
Shatterproof is a national nonprofit organization dedicated to ending the devastation addiction causes families. Every dollar raised at the fundraising event ensures that every American with a substance use disorder has access to treatment that's based on proven research. Vice Chairman Ellis has been leading the fight against the opioid epidemic in Fulton County. District 4 Commissioner Natalie Hall joins the final UPS recruitment fair for its newest facility. WorkSource Fulton, a division of Fulton County Select Fulton, the Center for Working Families, and the United Parcel Service joined forces for the 4th job placement event. The company was looking for package handlers to be a part of its newest Southeast Metropolitan Automated Routing Terminal known as the Smart Hub, located on Fulton Industrial Boulevard.
It's called a smart hub because they use technology to lessen the burden on the worker as far as package handling. They have miles and miles of conveyor belts that guide that package from the time that it enters the facility until the time that it exits that facility to go out to the location where it will be delivered. And so we're so happy for this partnership with UPS and Fulton County to bring these thousands of jobs to the community on Fulton Industrial Boulevard and all around Fulton County.
Today we have upwards to 400 individuals looking for jobs, and we hope to employ every single one of those.
The third largest facility in the UPS network and second largest ground transport will employ more than 4,000 workers. UPS just opened this facility back in October. The recruitment fair was held at the Andrew and Walter Young Family YMCA. The District 5 Commissioner is once again preparing to blanket Atlanta with love. Commissioner Marvin Arrington Jr., in cooperation with the Fulton County Department of Community Development, will sponsor a drive to collect new or gently used winter coats, clothes, blankets, and toiletries to help those who are in need during the holiday season.
It's our attempt to give back to those that are less fortunate, the homeless, those that need clothes, those that need blankets. It's fall, the temperature is dropping, and so we just want to make sure that we can reach out and try to help as many people as we can.
Bins will be placed at Fulton County facilities to gather the blankets, coats, ponchos, and other cold weather clothing through this week. And distribution of the items will be on November 19th from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Government Center. You can contact the District 5 office for more details. And finally, in District 6. Commissioner Emma I. Darnell celebrates the men and women who have served our nation in the armed forces. The seniors at the Harriet G. Darnell Senior Multipurpose Facility gathered for their annual Veterans Day observance, complete with musical tributes, speeches, and salutes.
Thank you so very, very much for what you have done today, to take the time out to honor these men and women who I consider the greatest veterans of them all.
This is overwhelming because Darnell Center does this every year, and it is a time that they have taken to recognize the accomplishment of soldiers of all wars, and to be looked at and to be recognized is awesome.
Veterans Day is an official United States public holiday observed annually on November 11th. The holiday was originally known as Armistice Day. Now you can catch more of your commissioners at work all this week with the rebroadcast of the Board of Commissioners meeting right here on FGTV. And still to come, a new exercise program is making a big splash with seniors. We'll show you how when we come back. Fulton seniors can apply for energy assistance. The Fulton County Department of Senior Services is collaborating with the Fulton Atlanta Community Action Authority to accept applications for energy assistance during the cold weather months when those energy bills tend to rise. Seniors here at the Bowden Center got the information firsthand. Those who are accepted into the program will receive energy bill assistance through the Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program.
Our role as a department is to schedule intake, process applications, and then forward that information over to FACA, who will issue federally funded dollars to support energy and heating needs.
It helps me tremendously. I only have my Social Security that I receive, and this really helps me to meet my needs and everything.
Now, Fulton County seniors who are 60 years old and homebound or 65 and older are eligible to apply. When applying, seniors must bring photo ID, Social Security cards for all household members over 18, copies of the heating and electric bills for the previous 30 days, and proof of income for the previous 30 days. Senior Services scheduled application acceptance appointments at 8 of the county's facilities. You can call 404-612-7188 to get more information. Fulton County residents and organizations who care about the environment are honored for their efforts. County leaders presented the 2018 Fulton County Citizens Commission on the Environment Awards during a special breakfast program. This year, there were more submittals than in the past. The commission identified very deserving groups or individuals who are carrying out excellent environmental stewardship programs for developments in Fulton County.
We're a recycler, and we have an emphasis on foam recycling, styrofoams, expanded polyethylene, expanded polypropylene, and also cushioning materials.
The Dr. Robert Bob Fulton Environmental Education Center, the City of Milton Green Space Advisory Committee, the Grand Hyatt Atlanta and Buckhead Engineering Team, Nestle, Purina Pet Care Company, Blue Goblin and Chattahoochee Parks Conservancy, and individuals Tony Torrance and Columbus Ward were all winners. There was also special recognition for the Fulton County Libraries. North Fulton seniors have invested in a new way to stay fit. FGTV's Priscilla Ortega explains.
Fulton County seniors who use the Dorothy C. Benson Senior Multipurpose Facility can now exercise in the pool with 7 new Hydro Rider professional aqua bikes. The Friends of Benson successfully sought an $8,500 grant from the Sandy Springs Society for the new water exercise alternative, and then donated the remaining $4,600 toward instructor training and other training needs.
We now have 7 bikes, and it's just an alternative. It's another way that our participants can get a good workout, a high-intensity workout in a low-intensity environment.
The Aqua Cycles offer another fitness alternative for seniors in need of low-impact options that are easier on muscles and joints.
I loved it. It's great because you get a lot of exercise, but you're not all hot, sweaty, and exhausted.
I wasn't familiar with it at all in terms of what to expect, but I certainly feel like I got a good workout and it was enjoyable.
The Friends of Benson decision to support the Aqua Bike program was based on the following benefits: a high-calorie burn, lean muscle building, increased circulation, and low impact on joints.
It's really good for participants who may be rehabbing knees or hips or backs, some of them who may have muscular issues or may have particular issues with their bones like arthritis. It's a great workout.
Though the Benson facility's aqua bikes are a first for Georgia, center participants hope they won't be the last. They are now encouraging seniors at other county senior facilities to invest in getting their own. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Priscilla Ortega.
Thank you so much, Priscilla. Now, the Benson facility is currently conducting workshops for seniors interested in participating in future classes. The workshops are scheduled every Monday and Friday from 12 until 1 p.m. Seniors are required to register to try out the bikes by calling the Benson Center at 404-613-4900. And still to come, the future and present meet face-to-face to keep the film industry booming in both the county and the state. We'll have that story for you when Fulton Today returns. Aspiring producers step up and pitch their ideas to those in the know.
It is a business as well as it is creation.
The Step Up and Pitch It Summit at the Atlanta Technical College provided people with content and ideas and the chance to pitch their ideas to top producers, production companies, agents, and managers.
The film industry is booming, and we needed to have a place where people with content to come and pitch their ideas to producers so that producers can see what we have here in Atlanta. And we have lots of people wanting to do that, but not knowing how to do it.
Keynote speaker Roger Bobb, one of the most successful producers in the film and television industry today, shared with attendees that there's plenty of work to be had by those who want to get into the entertainment business as long as you want to do the work.
We just want to teach the community that, hey, the film and television community, the film and television business is a viable business to get into if you have the passion for it, and of course you have to have a plan as well. And that's why I'm here at the Atlanta Pitch Summit to talk about that.
The Step Up and Pitch It Summit and Fulton County's film divisions and the arts and culture divisions are hoping to team up to present this summit on an annual basis. If you want more information, you can log on to stepupandpitchit.com. And finally, Fulton County employees celebrate their good works on behalf of county citizens. In honor of Employee Appreciation Week, the county's Human Resources Department hosted an employee block party outside the Fulton County Government Center. While enjoying their courtesy lunch from food truck vendors, employees were treated to some upbeat music provided by a live DJ and a band. Employees also enjoyed participating in activities like virtual reality games, giveaways, and prizes, all put on by the county.
I think it's good to help morale, just to let us know that the county appreciates us. And by throwing such a wonderful event every year, kind of give us something to look forward to.
Thanks, county manager and personnel, for what you've done to try to show that we are appreciated. We love you.
This entire event was funded by money collected from the vending machines inside the Fulton County Government Center. Similar parties also took place at the North and South Service Centers. A big thank you to everyone who helped out. It was a blast. And before we go, our reminder that FGTV wants to connect with you online. Be sure to follow FGTV on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for up-to-date Fulton County news. And you can also watch a replay of this program or any other program on our YouTube channel. Well, that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. I'm Shania Chavis Rucker. Thank you so much for watching. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.